Hi guys, my name is Janelle Bell and I'm the founder of QALI Hair Extension Studio in Vancouver, BC. Today, in our very first IGTV hair tutorial, I'm going to walk you through the process to get our signature beach waves. So to start out, right now my hair is damp. So we're going to show you also the products that we use, the tools that we use, just so that you can recreate this look at home. And also we'll give you a few tips along the way to make sure that not only you get that signature look, but that the look lasts more than one day, hopefully like 2 or 3 days. So to start out with, because I have our semi-permanent hair extensions actually don't get the same oils from your scalp as your natural hair. So we're going to use a product by Evo called Happy Campers. I don't know how to do this. There we go. So Happy Campers, just spray it on. Just gives you a little bit of moisture on your ends. Spray it throughout your hair. You can also actually spray it directly into your hand and kind of apply it like a cream. So we've got that all in, and then now I'm also going to apply a product called Mr. Fantastic. It's actually perfect for this type of styling. Basically, Mr. Fantastic gives you some heat protection, but it also will give you a little bit of texture, which is really nice. We all want a bit of texture. And the good thing about these products as well is that they're gonna make your curls last. So you can kind of wear your hair down today, but then tomorrow you can use a bit of dry shampoo and kind of just touch up a few spots if you need to. And the next day you can throw it up into like a messy high pony. So I'm gonna section my hair. I usually just section to where my extensions are, but if you don't have extensions, just section it where you usually would. And then I'm gonna start blow drying. So now I'm just gonna section this last bit. I'll leave out the top because that's the part that I'm gonna use a round brush for, just to give it a little bit of extra volume, because I have quite fine hair. So one thing I wanted to mention too is that you want to make sure when you're doing any heat styling that your hair is super dry. When you're doing heat styling on hair that's actually kind of damp, what you're doing is taking that damp hair which has water inside the cuticle and you're putting it on a really hot tool, and that water turns to steam, and when that steam escapes through the cuticle, it actually damages your hair. So it's important when you are going to be doing heat styling that your hair is super dry. Just grabbing this end of the blow dryer. Now, I'm just gonna kind of finish this little part up here. So now my hair is super dry, we're ready to go. Wanna make sure that my heat tools are on. This is the Aria curling rod, and you want to make sure that you get a heat tool that has a digital thermostat on it. Thermostat? Thermometer? Whatever. You want something where you can see the temperature. That way you know you're not making it too hot and damaging your hair. Basically, the rule of thumb is you don't really want to go above 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Anything hotter than that and you run the risk of damaging not only your hair, but your actual hair color. So we'll get this bad boy fired up. 370 is what we're gonna go on today. And this second step is optional, you don't have to do this, but I like to finish the ends once I'm done curling with a flat iron. So we have Cloud9 flat irons, you can pretty much use anyone. And we'll turn this guy on, same thing, 370, 375. So we'll let those warm up. Now to prep my hair, first things first, you'll want to section it. So again, I'm working with extensions. One thing with extensions, it's a good note if you have clip-ins, you always want to style your natural hair in with the extensions. So just with clip-ins and just with semi-permanent, you're working row by row. So I'm just going to find my bottom row, pull down my hair, grab the clip, and just suction it. All right, so we've got our hair clipped. It's ready, it looks beautiful. So first things first, we're gonna use the same product again. It's easy when you have all these products at your fingertips to use every single product in sight, but obviously for you at home, like not everyone has the budget to buy every single thing. So at the end of the video, I'll kind of do a run through of like, these are all the things we use, but like these are the must-haves. So again, we're gonna use the same product, Mr. Fantastic, as our thermal setting spray. And that's one thing I really love about it, is that it can actually be used before your blowout and then while you're styling. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna grab 1-inch sections of hair, grab your curling rod. Again, you wanna make sure it's over 1 inch, because anything smaller than that, and you're gonna get those like tight prom curls, which maybe they'll come in style later, but not hot right now. So leave that little tip out. So you're gonna wrap it all around the curling iron, leave the end piece out, and then I just kind of always like do 1 half turn towards my head to make sure you're really getting it all the way to the top. And then you hold and wait. Now what I usually do is when I let it go, because it's still hot, just kind of hang on to it for a second and let it cool. When the cuticle or when your hair strands are actually cooling is when the style sets. So hold it and then let it go. So we'll keep doing that all around. And just one thing to note is to always hold your curling iron vertically. And then the other thing is always curl away from your face. So when we're working on the left side of our face, we're curling out. And then when we're working on the right side of our face, we're curling out. And then you always want to go in that same direction. Okay, cool. So we're done that first row. Now what we want to do, like I said, to make these styles last, we'll grab a flexible hairspray. Don't use anything that's like super strong hold or like really like crunchy, just because once you brush, we're going to be brushing out the whole style at the end. If you're using something that doesn't have any flexibility to it, it's actually going to either get flaky in your hair or it's just not good. So we want to use a flexible hairspray. We're using this Miss Malleable, can you see? Miss Malleable Flexible Hairspray by Evo. Anything that's a hairspray that's flexible or buildable is what you'll want to use, because we'll be spraying it now and then we'll be spraying it to finish. You don't need a ton of it, just enough to kind of hold the style and set it. So now we will go on to the next row. So you want to try to do it in about, I would say 3, max 4 rows. Any more than that, it's just going to take you so long. And like I said, we're brushing it out in the end, so it doesn't need to be absolutely perfect. So I'm just going to do this last chunk, and then it'll just be our finishing section. And another thing that lots of people ask about, well, I don't know if anyone's asked actually, my mom asked, is how do you curl the back of your hair? And so what I'm doing here is I'm grabbing from the back, but I'm pulling forward just so that I know I've actually got it. And then also the key is that when you do the curl, you're actually holding the rod at the back of your head. So you're actually curling that hair all the way to the root, because if you were to just pull it forward and then just curl what you could see, then obviously you'd miss like half of it. So now that we're at the back of my head, now we're going to start curling the other direction. It's like you hit the back of your head and then you pivot or something. Okay, cool. So we're done that row. Now what I usually do, this is a bit easier because my hair is longer, but I'll just pull all my hair forward on each side and just make sure I I haven't missed any pieces. So now we just have this last finishing chunk, row, piece, whatever. So since this is the top, I like to kind of break this into a few different little sections just to make sure that it's kind of sitting around my face the right way. So what I'll do is, instead of going row by row, I kind of just do it little like piece by piece, but it's quite quick because, I mean, also this is my natural hair, so it curls like super easily. And I find too, once I'm at this kind of like top section at the top of my head, I like to not necessarily go all the way to the root, only because to get that kind of beachy look, you want the top of your head, or like the tops of your hair, to kind of be a little bit flatter. So, you know, after you curl it, just kind of smoothing it down a bit. Yeah, when I'm doing these sections, I pretty much only wrap around the curling iron like 3 wraps, just so that they're kind of a little bit looser. And also, when you're in this part of your hair, or these parts of your hair, this is where all your like cowlicks are and all these weird like hair growth patterns are happening. So it's good to kind of put the hair where it wants to go. And we're pretty much in the last little bit here. So what I want to do now is find my part. My part is different every single time I do my hair. I don't know why I can't find my friggin' part, but whatever, one day it'll be the same. So today's gonna be there. Give it a little spray. Now this is always the like most special section, obviously, around your face. Everyone has one. So for this, like today, it's all right. But yeah, I'd actually start the curl, you know, a little bit lower down. So that way it just kind of goes over your face. So, same as before. Give it all a spray. So now we're done the curling part, and the last little bit is just that kind of like finesse. So again, as I mentioned, we'll make sure we have a flat iron handy. Not necessary, but hey, if you got the time and you want to kind of give it that like beachy look, you'll probably need it. You'll need some sort of fine tooth comb. Same hairspray as you had before, and then one of my favorite products, again, not necessary, but I love it. I think it just gives you such nice texture, is the Evo Shebang-a-Bang Spray Wax. It smells so good. It's almost like putting on perfume. And I just love the feel that it gives your hair. So, now that we've let it all cool, it's all set. Now we do the part that always makes me a bit sad, but we brush it out. Brushing out the waves actually just kind of softens it so you don't get that defined curled look, and that's what kind of makes it look more natural and just like a nice soft wave instead of like a deliberately curled style. So now we're at this phase. Our curls have been brushed out, it's very soft, and now we just want to make sure we just give it a little bit of volume. I have another product that we love here by Design Me, which is another line that we carry. Canadian made, we love it. This is called Puff Me, and it's one of the first, or it is the first ever volumizing powder that's in a spray. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just back comb. My hair, like I said, is quite fine, so I'm just gonna back comb a couple of these areas. I'll spray a little bit of Puff Me on there just to give it that little bit of extra oomph. I'll do the same at the crown. Again, if you have super thick hair and volume isn't your problem, you don't need to do this step. Now what I like to do after I do that is just go over the back combing with a fine tooth comb so you don't get those like weird mats that can happen that poke through and look like you have back combed hair. All right, so now we've got the volume at the top that we want. Our waves have been brushed out. Now to give it that kind of like beachy, I was surfing all day even though I live in Canada and it's freezing look, we're gonna flatten out the ends. Again, you don't have to do this. It's kind of why you're leaving out the tip when you curl. It's not a necessary step. If I don't have time in the morning, it's like the first thing that drops off my get ready list. So this piece here is the perfect example of something that we kind of want to like flatten out the ends of. See how it's like, woo. So all we're doing is grabbing our Cloud 9 or just your flat iron and flattening it out. And it just takes it kind of, you know, makes it a little bit more casual. Cool, so that's pretty much done. So, last but not least, like I said, we'll give it a little spray with our shebang-a-bang. Love this stuff, it's so good. Just gives you that nice bit of texture. And also, I find it's like that kind of product where you can just keep playing with it, and like, if you feel your hair gets a little bit flat throughout the day, you just kind of give it a little, and it just kind of goes back. I love it. I could keep spraying it because it smells so good, but I won't. So, to sum up, this is the finished look. The great thing is you can throw this up in a ponytail in 2 days and it gives you that like flirty high pony look that, I don't know, I love. I think it's the best. And who wants to wash their hair every day? So to summarize the products, like I said, I think, you know, you don't need to use every single thing that we have here. I think the ones that are the most important, or if you have extensions, you definitely need the Happy Campers treatment. You need something that's going to be putting that moisture back into the extensions, and this doubles as a heat protector. So I think if you have extensions, use Happy Campers and then get a good flexible hairspray. And I think you can use Happy Campers before you blow dry, and that'll protect you from your heat tools. And then as you're styling, instead of using what I was using, Mr. Fantastic, you can use this before you put your curls in and then after. If you don't have extensions, I would say getting a product like Mr. Fantastic is great because it kind of, again, protects your hair from heat tools, but also gives you that nice texture when you don't necessarily need all the moisture that something like Happy Campers would have. So if you have any other questions or there's other tutorials that you want to see, let us know in the comments below. I've always wanted to say that. And yeah, we can't wait to see you for the next one. Bye.